Woo! It's Monday morning and I have already started and finished my first book for this week. I started Bookish and the Beast last night at 7 during the last Polathon reading sprints. Finished it by 11. Adored it. I adore this trilogy. It's not a series, I wish it was. It's this trilogy. I adore it. It's just such a cute retelling of fairy tales and I love it. Yeah, 4.5 stars. In this book you follow Vance and Rosie. Vance is kind of like a villain side character from the last book. He plays General Sond in the Starfield universe, I think it is. Yeah, Starfield films. Rosie is a young girl who went to the convention the year before and met a guy in General Sond cosplay. Came back and has had to sell practically everything in her life worth of value for her mum's medical and funeral bills. Vance gets into a bit of trouble in Hollywood, so his stepfather ships him off to a town in the middle of nowhere in US, the same town as Rosie. Rosie accidentally breaks him, chasing his dog, and finds the collection of books, of Starfield books I should say, that her and her father sold for her mother's treatment and funeral costs. Gets startled by Vance while she's outside and falls into the pool with one of only 50 copies of the first edition of a book. Vance's handler, I should say, rings the owner of the house. Turns out it's Natalia Ford, the director of the Starfield movies, and she agrees that instead of paying for the book, which is $1,500, which they don't have, she will let Rosie work it off by sorting out her library. Vance and Rosie start off as enemies, and then they quickly fall for each other. Well, they become friends and they fall for each other. Vance realises that Rosie is the girl he met at the convention last year, goes very, very off of her. Rosie then finds out that Vance is a guy and there's miscommunication, and it's just so sweet. So yeah, I love it. I love it. 4.5 stars. I am going to start another book tonight. I'm not sure which book that will be though. I'm thinking it may be my other readathon book, which is 3 hours. It's only 305 pages, so I may try and read that over today and tomorrow. If not, I want it finished on Wednesday. So hopefully this will be a week where I read 3 books again. Next week is my week off of work, so I'm thinking of doing a 24-hour reading thing. Just try and get through some books. I will obviously vlog that and I will upload it the day after. Don't know what books I will read though, for that, if I'm honest. But yeah, it's something I'm just thinking of, just because I've got a week off, can't really go anywhere, do anything, so may as well just read. But yeah, I will update you tonight where I get to and which book I decide to pick up. Hey, it's Wednesday evening. I have just under 100 pages to read of 3 hours. I'm enjoying it so far. So this is basically a book about the 3 hours that a Surrey school was taken hostage by 2 gunmen, and you follow various characters throughout the morning from the first initial actions for this book, for the morning, right through to the end. So you follow police, you follow students, you follow staff, you follow a parent. I'm enjoying it. It's 4 stars at the moment. One of my major gripes is that there's too many characters. I'm sorry, but there's some characters where I'm like, I don't need to know what you're thinking. So yeah. So the plan is for tonight to finish this and then to edit my wrap up for January, upload that, and then to read, well, to start another book. So I'm not sure what book that will be, but let's see. So yeah, that's my update for today. Well, for the moment. I will update you when I have finished. It's Thursday. Guess who did no reading yesterday? I felt awful, as in I literally logged off from work, fell asleep for 3 hours, got up, had something to eat, went back to bed. Didn't fall asleep the second time though. I was literally just staring at the scene. I tried to read. I think I literally read like 2 pages, and then I was like, there's no point carrying on because I just wasn't in the mood. So I haven't finished this yet, but that is my plan for tonight. But instead of wallowing and thinking I've ruined my TBR for this month already, no. So my plan is, so obviously as I've been talking about, I have next week off from work. So once I finish 3 hours, I'm not starting another book tonight. I'm going to start another book tomorrow, and then they aim to finish that book by Sunday lunchtime, like I normally do. And then, inspired by Beth at the Books Nest, I will link her channel down below, and the video that inspired me, I'm going to try and read a book a day next week. Am I crazy? Yes. Do I have about 20 different plans in my head as to how I can do this? Yes. So obviously I will update you in next week's vlog as to how I'm going to do it. But I know she read 7 books in 7 days. My plan is literally to read from the Monday to the Friday, so 5 books in 5 days. So the way I'm thinking of doing it at the moment is the remaining books on my TBR have, well, from the original 8, I should say, are between 330 and 390 pages, if I remember correctly. So I can easily do one of them Friday to Sunday, not a problem. So I was thinking of just splitting it. The plan I'm thinking of going with at the moment is splitting them down into 50-page chunks. So say it's like 390, I'll just round up to 400. If I did 50-page chunks, 8 sit-down sessions, I can do that. It means I can potter around, do what I need to do as well. It hopefully also means that I might be able to get the 2 chunkier books that I want to read as well. And possibly more, because if I do manage to read 5 books next week, it leaves me a week to read more books, which will be great. So yeah, that is the thinking at the moment. And obviously then that's next week's reading vlog done. I didn't upload last night because of how I felt. I am halfway through editing. I had started editing at lunch, so I'll upload my wrap up tonight. That's what I'm going to do as well as reading. Well, I'll probably do it after reading actually. Or read while that's uploading, I don't know yet. So yeah, that's the plan. So yes, I'm not going into that bad mood that I could feel starting already, and side effect of anxiety. Bad mood, bad thoughts. So I'm ignoring it. I'm thinking, you know what, I'm gonna be positive Shelley this time, and I'm gonna do stuff. And I think it's helped that work is looking a bit positive as well. Fingers crossed at the moment, hopefully. So yeah, please ignore plaits. It was just, I didn't want my hair up, didn't want it down, so that'll do. So yeah, positive Michelle today. It's strange. I don't like it. But yeah, that's my update. I will update you again when I have finished 3 hours. I've just finished 3 hours. It's Thursday night. Oh, I'll be honest, while I did see what happened in the end coming, that twist that triggered the ending, did not see coming. The whole story about the school being taken hostage, great. What really made this book for me, I think, was Raffi and Bass's story. I've just finished it, I can't remember the poor little boy's name. So basically Raffi and Bassi are 2 little boys who, well, a young man and a little boy, brothers, who have been brought to the country by the head teacher who was shot. They were escaping Assad. So when you go to Raffi and Bassi's elements in the story, you see them comparing what's happening now to what happened to them from getting out of Assad's regime to get into England. Is it a 5-star? No. Just because it was kind of obvious what the ending would be, if that makes sense. Like, but it's not. It's a 4.5 star. It's a 4.5 because the twists are good. There are things you don't see in here coming. Is it a 4.5 though? I'm second guessing myself now. I'm gonna go with 4 stars. For the moment, that may change. I'll have to write my little notes. But that was good. That was better than I thought it would be, I have to say. It's only 8:45, but I don't think I'll be starting another book. Yeah, I don't think I will start another book. I think I will just do my reading journal for the day, and then, yeah. If I do start another book, I won't be reading that much. Probably won't even mark it on Goodreads tonight, to be honest with you. I'll just count it as tomorrow's. Yeah, because I need to go cook, actually. I've got chicken defrosted that needs to be cooked today. So I'm going to go cook, do that. I'm going to do a reading journal, I'm going to go cook, and then I will update you tomorrow as to what I start reading, and if I have actually changed my star rating for 3 hours. Hello, it's Saturday evening. I didn't update you yesterday, I didn't update you anytime today, but I have started Get a Life, Chloe Brown. In this book, you follow chronically ill Chloe Brown, who, after a near-death experience, decides to write a list of things she wants to do to get a life. And she thinks that the kind of like manager of her apartment building, I'll say, Red, is it? Yeah, it's Red. Why am I saying, is it Red? I know it's Red. Could be the guy for her to do it, because he's a bad boy. He's got a motorbike and has tattoos. This guy is the most wholesome man I've ever read about, I think, in my life. Well, one of them, I should say. He's so cute. She is a bit infuriating, I will be honest. If you are on BookTube or BookTwitter or Bookstagram, and a lot of... if you're on there, chances are you've already seen someone who has hyped this book up to no extent. I'm about 3/4 of the way through it, so my mind could change. Do I think it's a 5-star? No. Do I think it's a 3-star? No. So you must be thinking, Michelle, you must think it's a 4-star at this moment in time. Yes, but only just. And I feel bad saying that because it's so hyped so much, but I at this moment, yeah, that's my feelings about this book at the moment. So I think I have about just under 100 pages till I finish. Yeah, I'm currently at 272 and there's 369 pages in this, so I've got less than 100 pages. Maddie at the book browsing blog is doing her productivity / reading sprints tomorrow again. I will finish this tomorrow morning, and then edit and then upload, and then plan for next week, because obviously I have a week off, as I keep saying. The pile behind me is my reading TBR for next week. Yes, I'm attempting to read a book a day. I'm not doing Sunday to Sunday or Monday to Monday. I'm literally going to do Monday to Saturday, read a book a day is the plan. But I will go into more detail about that in next week's vlog. Can I do it? Who knows? I was inspired to do it by Beth at the Book's Nest. I will link her channel down below. And then in next week's vlog, I will link the video which inspired me. So I'm going to go. It's about 11:30 and I am dog tired. So I'm going to go. I will update you tomorrow when I finish Get a Life, Chloe Brown, and yeah, give you my not so final thoughts, because obviously my wrap-ups to come. It's Sunday at 1 o'clock and I have finished Get a Life, Chloe Brown. I know I said it was a very low 4 stars yesterday. It is definitely still a 4 stars, but it is more on the higher end. So Chloe is still annoying, although she did make up for it a little bit at the end. Redford is still Redford. I still think he's adorably cute. I want to see more of Chloe's grandma. Chloe's grandma sounds like a badass. I mean, there's a part in this bit when Chloe goes to speak to her grandma about what's going on with her and Red, and her grandma's like, "Oh, love's hard. It's not easy, you know. When I got knocked up at 16 by someone who left me, and I got kicked out, and how she dealt with it." And she was like, "And what do we say if a certain top 10? What do we say if this person and no, I'll find it. 'Cause it's like, what do we say if this person and the lawyers come round about this song? What do we say?" And it's like, "Oh, it's not about a certain someone." Let me find it. Where is it? Where is it? Where? There it is. There it is. Yeah. "I have your father, I have you girls, and of course I have my top 10 hit, Hey Mr. Dick Jr., which, if any lawyers or journalists happen to come sniffing around, what, darling? Absolutely nothing to do with one Richard F. Jameson, whom my poor dear grandmother has never even heard of." I proper juggled at that part. The steamy bits, oh, they're steamy. I never realised how a kiss could make me feel, I will say. But yeah, there's some. I think my main issue with this book is, and I'll probably say it in my wrap up as well, I couldn't get around how infuriated, or annoying I should say, I found Chloe. And it's really bad at this moment in time. I can't say why I found her annoying. Although when I put my rating in Goodreads, I saw a lot of people did rate it as 4 stars for the similar reason as about Chloe. Also, and again, I'm going to mention all this in my wrap up. I liked how it's mentioned that Red was finally seeing a therapist, and how he was using some of them techniques to try and help him with what happened with Pippa. It just wasn't mentioned enough, if that makes sense. So like, what? So that might sound really weird, because I've just said I enjoyed how it was mentioned. I know Chloe is the main character in this book, but you do see elements of the story in Red's eyes as well. And to have so much focus on Chloe's illnesses, which chronic illness, you can't downplay it, but to only have the mention of abuse, which it was that Red went through, and then a couple of mentions of a therapist, and then that's it. Like, I think it was really nice how it ended, where they were in New York, but again, her illness mentioned. There was nothing about how if he carried on with the therapy, how he was feeling. So yeah, that kind of let it down. I know there's 2 more books. Well, there's one about her sister Danny/Danica, which is already out. I want to read that because it's like a fake romance. Hits the spot. And then she has the 3rd sister, Eve, whose book comes out this year, I think. So, you know, I probably will pick up the other 2 books in this trilogy, but they're not high up on my list. So, yeah. But that is book number 13 of the year done. So, my plan is for the rest of today, fill in the book journal for Get a Life, Chloe Brown, and see if I'm going to set up a page for next week. So next week I am doing my Read a Book a Day challenge, inspired of course by Beth at Booknest. I will link her channel down below, like I said yesterday. There are the 6 books I want to read a book a day. If I read more than a book a day, I don't mind. Like, say for example, if I so I want to read it in the order they're on here, apart from the Borgias. Borgias is going to be one of the last ones. So say if I read Burn Our Bodies Down and it's like 6 o'clock tomorrow night, for example, I'm not going to leave the Switch until Tuesday. If I want to read it, I'll read it. So that's going to be fun. I have marked out the books in the sections of how I'm going to read them, which I quite like. I know people tab books for like certain bits of the story. I did plan to do that. I think I intend to do it with the first book of this year, and I got confused in my own tabbing system. So yeah, so that's it for this week, because I'll also talk more about next week in next week's video. If you liked it, please leave a like. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe, or if you want to see more of my content before you subscribe, click onto my name. You'll see all the videos I have done. Yeah, so that's it. So until next, is there going to be a video next week? Like, sorry, in midweek? No. Yes, this is going to be the 1 week there won't be a video, because I still have books coming. So yeah, so until next Sunday, bye guys.